So William Ruto has been posting pictures from Israel where he met Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and has been visiting all these holy places. But I'm going to tell you for free, this trip he is making spells nothing but trouble for Kenyans. Reason number one, Ruto is trying to get another loan from Israel. That's right. On top of all the loans he has already taken, and records are showing that he has borrowed more than Uhuru in the same period of his first months of presidency, Ruto is going to add on top of that loan because now he has realized that the introduction of the Finance Bill 2023 might hit the wall if Parliament stops it or Raila Odinga stops it through mass action or through the logical convincing of the members of Parliament that this thing is ridiculous to Kenyans. And I think members of Parliament, even on Ruto's side, will turn on name on this because this will look bad for them on the ballot. So he's going there and he's going to get a loan. How will he get a loan when Kenya is already blacklisted on the international markets? This is how. Israel has recently lost a lot of trust with African countries. They've never had our trust because they are colonizers. But Israel, a country that was formed in the 1940s, has been long backed by the West against the people they oppress, the Palestinian people who are displaced for Israel to be formed as a country. So the other day, the AU Commission Chair, Musa Faki Mahamat, I think that was in July 2021, proposed that Israel be added to the AU, that's the AU, the African Union, as an observer. But Israel is not an African country. But people protested, and later the Israel delegates were thrown out of a certain meeting. And that really exposed how Israel feels about Africa. And it ended to people seeing more of the true face behind the mask of these Israelis. Because two things Israel wants from Africa. One is to gain economically, to siphon our resources, to bring their companies here, to take our resources and capitalize on our growing markets. That's what they want. Second, they want to get leverage from Africans through votes in the UN. Israel is a very controversial country politically, especially on the UN floor when they're trying to pass more apartheid laws to oppress the other people and to grab what's not theirs, like they're doing in Palestine and Gaza. That's what they do. And Ruto is aligning himself with those people who he has sworn in that very sensational video we saw talking about how Africa will come to the table as one, and then he's run straight into the hands of these Westerners. Number two, Ruto is upsetting some of our very important business partners, people who export a lot of stuff to us. Let's start with one, Iran, the biggest enemy of Israel. Iran exports 30 million US dollars worth of stuff to Kenya every year. Well, Israel exports more, 47 million USD, but it's still a lot of money to lose. Well, Ruto gets closer to Netanyahu, then he risks crossing these people and losing that business. But the biggest possible loss Kenyans could incur is that with China, because China is in conflict over Palestine and the occupation of Gaza. China is in conflict with Israel, another big country. And we cannot risk to offend China because the exports from China to Kenya are not 30 or 47 million. They are $5 billion. More than $5 billion of exports to Kenya every day. We cannot lose them. Again, we owe them debt that is in excess of close to 1 trillion shillings. How are we going to pay that when we start upsetting them politically by going deeper into the bed of their enemies? So Ruto is going to leave the country and the office with more problems than he found them because he's making irrational, emotion-driven decisions that are based mostly on his faith and not the logic that sometimes we would see being manifested by the Uhuru Kenyatta or Kibaki government. Because in these years, you need to be very logical in how you act and navigate the global geopolitics.